Hello, welcome back to a new Unreal Engine video. Today we're going to take a look at something called a hierarchical instance static mesh and how you can use it in your game. So I've got a simple actor here. It's called a cube 3D, and you're probably wondering, how can a cube be 3D if a cube is already 3D? Well, it's 3D or more 3D. So what do we have here? We have a actor with a hierarchical instance static mesh, and the way that these work is that you plug in a static mesh, and this will replicate, or you can add various instances of the same static mesh, and it will treat it as though they were all one mesh. So this is great for like background trees and things like that. You don't really want to use it for like resources per se. Like I was just saying with the background trees, if you have trees that you farm for, it's technically treated as one resource. So if you break one tree, it will technically break all of the trees because it's treated as one mesh. With that being said, this is great for things like backgrounds, buildings, things like that. So how do we actually use this to populate static meshes automatically? Well, here we have three variables. We have an X, we have a Y, and a Z size. And these are all public variables, and these will control how far or how many meshes in each direction we want to create. And so to get started here, we are in the construct script, and this is the whole script here, and this is all it's going to do is going to populate our static meshes along various axes. And so to start off with, you'll notice something here. We'll have one for loop. Yeah, if you ever wanted to like just show off to your friends how to create basically a 3D array using a single for loop, this is a great way to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply those sizes together, subtract 1, and make that the last index. Now, if you're familiar with for loops, you always got to subtract 1, or it gets wonky because you plugged in the last index, and yeah. So what you're going to do for these is you're going to calculate 3 array positions, basically. So the X, Y, and Z. And this is how you're going to do it. So you're going to take that index, divide it by the multiplied version of the Y and the Z. That'll give us our X. For the Y, we'll take that index, we'll divide it by the Z size, and then modulo it by the Y. That'll give us our Y. And to give us our Z, we'll take that index and modulo it by the Z size. Then that'll give us our 3 indexes. And now for the hierarchical instance static mesh, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the hierarchical instance static mesh, grab the static mesh that's configured, grab the bounds, break the bounds, grab this box extent, multiply it by 2 because the box extent is technically half of the whole mesh. So just quick multiply that by 2, break that vector, and then just go ahead and just multiply the x, y, z by x, y, and z. And then make the vector. We'll make a transform. We'll go ahead with the hierarchical instance static mesh, add an instance. We don't need it in world space, and that's pretty much it. That's the whole script. And so if we take this, and because this is on the construct script, we can actually see it right here in action in the viewport. Now we have the Y sizes here, and we have the sizes here. Now I have them all set to 0. Now, of course, because they're all multiplied by together, you always want to just set them to 1, and that'll give you 1 instance here. Wow. Now, if you notice on the bottom corner here, you'll see the X is in this direction, the Y is in this direction, and then the Z is up. So let's see how we can modify this. So let's say we have 5 in the X direction. Wow. Now let's say we have 5 in the Y direction. Whoa. Now what if we have 5 in the Z direction? Now it's a cube. Sweet. So how do you actually use this? Well, you use this for like roads and stuff. You use it for background things. You can add like offsets to control like the rotation, to scale, and things like that. You know, because it's in here in the construct script, so you can set up all these variables for the transform if you want to, and just customize the actors how you want. You can even adjust it so that they automatically snap to the ground, although that's a little more difficult. Just for a simple cube in this instance, this will work great. So now we can just drag this into our level. I mean, we already have it pre-configured with values, but we have the values up here. So if I want this to be 1, let's say 1, and let's say 10. Wow, I have a pillar now. Let's copy that, copy that, copy that. And there you go. We got some pillars, all nice and like that. Now, if you wanted to customize it even more, let's say we wanted it in the, let's see, so it's in the X. Let's go with 10 in the X. Now we have a giant wall. Cool. Well, anyways, that's what I wanted to show you guys today. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.